You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we got a couple of Caitlin Clark things this morning. This time involving yet another Phoenix Mercury player, and one you guys know very well, most notably from being locked up in Russia. And that's Brittney Griner, as she seems to be sending a warning very akin to Diana Taurasi to Caitlin Clark about the idea that the WNBA game is going to be too big for Caitlin Clark, and she better heed this warning. My God, these old veteran players want this straight white girl who ain't part of the activist scene, at least not yet, and we hope not. They want her to fail so badly. They want her to feel like she's not going to be able to ball out with the rest of these players out there in the league. I almost went somewhere else there, folks. I really did. Nonetheless, she's sending a warning, and a lot of this, and we've talked about it, is jealousy. They've watched Caitlin Clark come in, take the league by storm. They've watched their WNBA draft get 5 times the ratings it ever got before. They are suspecting that's going to happen with some of these games. They're watching Caitlin Clark's team get 36 out of 40 primetime games, and they're watching something else. They're watching her generate revenue they can never generate. And we will get to that because we got some more figures coming in on Caitlin Clark's WNBA debut game on tickets. And shit, they're expensive. People are paying a lot of money to get to that first game for against the Connecticut Sun. And by the way, the other Connecticut Sun games, let's just say, they're not nearly as expensive, okay? So this is what Brittney Griner had to say about Caitlin Clark. With Caitlin Clark already making a splash and bank as the number 1 overall player by the Indiana Fever in the 2024 WNBA draft, a player who has been in her position is offering words of support and a word of warning. Man, did that work out for Diana Taurasi? Because it seemed to me like the other night at halftime, I believe Caitlin Clark had 16 points. Diana Taurasi got drugged for 2 days over those comments. For 2 days, at least 2 days. Quote, the hype that Caitlin and some others have right now is amazing for the league, says Brittney Griner, 33. Let me warm you up with a positive statement before I give you the double middle finger, because I don't have any respect for your straight white ass. There, I just said it. There, I cleaned that up. I gave you the real Brittney Griner take. Who details her 10-month Russian detainment in this week's issue of People. Quote, there's good talent coming in. Griner, who recently re-signed for the Mercury, the team she spent 10 seasons with after becoming the number 1 overall pick in 2013, understands the hype that comes with being deemed a, quote, generational player. The 6'9" center was already throwing down rim-rattling dunks as the 18-year-old high schooler in Houston. As a number 1 high school prospect in the country, Griner committed to Baylor, where she was a 3-time All-American, AP Player of the Year, a national champion, and a 2012 ESPY winner? Stop it. An ESPY winner. Nobody gives a rip about that. Despite the accolades, Griner remembers a difficult transition to the next level. Again, guys, I came in with all of these accolades that I just read, and the league didn't even so much as budge. In viewership, in interest, in marketing, in salary, ticket sales didn't skyrocket. None of that. And these players, these older players, they are so jealous they can't even contain themselves. They're so angry. They're so bitter. Despite the accolades, Griner remembers a difficult transition to the next level. Quote, it's different when you come in from college to the pros, said Griner, of what Clark and others will face in the WNBA. I went from being top dog to my numbers going down a bit. You're going up against grown women. This is how they feed their families. This is just not for the love of the game. This is their livelihood. Okay. Somebody going to come across, put an elbow in Clark's eye? Starting to wonder. Griner, who calls her 2013 rookie season a, quote, eye-opener, says Clark, 22, will have to adjust her game to account for the tougher competition. I had to get stronger, lock in a little more. There will be some growing pains for her, but she'll be fine. Oh, let me try to clean it up at the end after I crapped all over her for two paragraphs. This is a lot like what Taurasi said, was it not? No, wait till she gets in there. Well, we saw a little glimpse the other day of what it looked like when she got in there. And it doesn't look to me like she had much trouble at all. But we'll see. Man, these players hate her. They really hate her. And I want to tell you, she's going to take more hate during this season from players. I can only imagine the shit that's going to get said to her on these courts. People hoping to attend Caitlin Clark's regular season WNBA debut better be ready to spend cash. This is Outkick. Clark and the Fever open the regular season this upcoming Tuesday against the Connecticut Sun at the Mohegan Sun Arena. The Clark effect is officially here, and ticket prices reflect the insane hype. The cheapest ticket with fees included for Clark's debut is $130. That is the cheapest seat now. Some tickets closer to the floor are selling for several $1,000s. Wow. The median average price for a ticket to the game appears to be around $300. Now listen to this, guys. For comparison, the Connecticut Suns have an average ticket price of around $45. So we're talking what? 8 times higher? Basically? Wow. Clark is sending prices skyrocketing. She hasn't even played a single regular season game yet, but it's clearly making her impact felt. And it goes on to talk about, did you ever think you would see WNBA tickets selling for several $100s or even north of $1,000? None of us saw this coming. None of us didn't. But, look, everybody recognizes, I think, the level of talent we're dealing with here. All right? And again, I know me and John talked about this the other day. One of the biggest concerns is she's going to come into this activist league and get influenced by some of these other players, and she's going to lose a lot of support if that happens. All right? There is something to the I'm coming in, Midwest, Middle America, All-American girl, played for Iowa, traditional family values, has a boyfriend, not a girlfriend, not a purple-haired, pink-haired girlfriend, all of that. That is one of the biggest reasons why she is turning and moving the needle. We haven't seen this in this league before like this. Not to mention, I said, she looks like she could be a hybrid between Steph Curry and Larry Bird. Shit. And have Jordan's marketing. Wow. This is going to be interesting. I can't believe I'm going to say this. I've seen a lot of you say this as well. I can't believe I'm going to watch a WNBA game. Hell has froze over, as CM Punk would say. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.